a session for Delta.
Oh yeah, right. That's good to, yeah, hopefully we'll cover a couple of useful things for you. Yeah, lots of, yeah. Okay. Perfect. Which Delta facility are you in again? I can't remember.
We are currently in Greensburg facility to support.
Oh, okay, good. Good. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Welcome, Ishmael. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Where are you joining from?
I'm from PFF.
Yeah, fast forward. That's right. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Great. So I guess we can get started. There's more people joining, but there's a good number of participants. So we'll get it started. Just for folks that haven't joined in the past, just so you know how this typically works, I go through some updates, either new features or things that were posted on community that are interesting. We cover those and then we open it up to Q&A. Of course, we want to keep it as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions at any point, either drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask a question. We really encourage us to be as interactive as possible. But
Giovanni, my apology. Just wanted you to know that 11:30, I have another appointment, so I have to leave your lecture. Just wanted you to know advance.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, we meet every week, and I think you're on the invite for the weekly. So every Thursday we're here. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yep. Okay. Great. So maybe we can just go through a really quick round of introductions. Just if you can mention where you're coming from, what your name is, what company you're joining from, and what your company makes. We can just, at least everybody knows each other. So if maybe we can get started. Martina, do you mind sharing where you're joining from?
This is Martina, joining from Delta Faucet Company, and everybody knows we make a faucet. We make like the kitchen sink. We make the faucets, bathing stuff, and I'm currently joining from Greensburg facility.
Awesome. Welcome, Martina. Greensburg, what state is that in? Because I think there's
Greensburg, it's in Indiana.
Indiana. Okay, great. Welcome, Martina. Perfect. Ishmael, do you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Ishmael Ganjine from PFF, and we are located in Boston, Massachusetts, United States. And basically, we are in the business of making robots, which is called Jita. I don't know what else to add.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, for those that haven't seen them, I recommend going on the website of PFF because they're pretty cool robots. Actually, I went to the facility one years ago, and they're not robots as you imagine them, but they have a good use. Yeah, welcome, Ishmael.
Thank you.
Yep, perfect. Scott, do you want to go next?
I'm Scott Murphy. I'm sitting across the room from Ishmael, so I'm also at Piaggio Fast Forward.
Okay, great. Welcome, Scott. Dayami, you want to go next?
Hi, my name is Diami. I'm at Greensburg and for Delta Faucet Company with Martina. And like she said, we make faucets, bathing and stuff like that.
Awesome. Welcome. Ryan, you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Ryan Wall. I work for Kitsbo Cycling Apparel out of Old Fort, North Carolina, and we make, well, obviously cycling apparel. And also we just transitioned recently to PPE, so we're doing that as well now.
Nice. There's certainly a market for masks nowadays.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. Welcome. Ovi, do you want to go next?
Yes. My name is Ove Bjarte. I work at Lærdal Medical in Norway. We make patient simulators and medical devices.
Awesome. Yeah. Great to see you on the US one, Ovi.
Yeah, I sneak in here.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, great. And then finally, Jennifer, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ryan's teammate at Kispo Cycling Apparel. We're located very near Asheville, North Carolina, in a small town called Old Fort, North Carolina, and we make apparel in the U.S., which is odd.
Yeah.
Retro. It's retro.
Yeah, right, but it's good. I mean, it's good to keep the manufacturing within U.S. soil. Okay, great. So that's perfect. Thank you, everybody, for introducing yourselves. It's great to see lots of familiar and new faces. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, great. So as I mentioned, after intros, we'll just go through a couple of updates that we want to share, either new features or because this week there wasn't a release, we go through kind of interesting community posts that people had questions on or shared feedback on, so we go over those. So the first thing that I want to mention to everybody is that we have a February app challenge that was just started. So first I'll open up the January app competition. So essentially, we'll provide like a brief on the app that you need to share. And then if you have an app that you've built that you think meets this criteria and can win, just submit it. And then, this again was the one for January. So we got a lot of really good submissions. Take a look here just to see what other people are building and kind of stay up to date. And then the post with the most likes wins some of these Tulip custom-made clocks that you can, we shipped 6 of them to you that you can share with your colleagues. But the February app competition, you actually don't need to have an entire app built out. You can just submit an idea. So the idea is around basically an app that you think would be useful for other facilities. So either if you think, okay, every facility in the world should use a safety app that you've built or whatever it may be, just share it on here. And then, yeah, there haven't been any entries yet. So I'll share the link to this competition. But yeah, submit your idea, submit the app that you've built that you think would be interesting to share with others that, will someday make it into the library that is, that we have Tulip engineers building apps. So it's, they'll be really interested to seeing what users share in there. Great, so I'll just drop this in the chat here. And it looks like somebody else joined. Matthew, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Do you mind quickly introducing yourself, your name, where you're joining from, and what your company makes?
Sure. Matthew Toon. We're around Atlanta, and we are an exterior building facade fabricator and installer. So we make aluminum composite material panels. So everything's really custom. No real standard part. A lot of moving parts.
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like Tulip can help in that facility.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. Welcome, Matthew. Okay, great. The next thing I wanted to cover is the optical barcode scanner. So Chris here had posted on community a couple of days ago asking what is exact use of this trigger. The trigger is scan optical barcode. Link support is not used. So essentially, the Tulip, you can scan barcodes either if you have a physical device in your facility. If you have a barcode scanner, you can just use it, connect it to Tulip, and then use whatever that barcode actually reads. Alternatively, you can also use the barcode scanner widget. So I'm just going to show you what that looks like in a quick demo here. So as you can see, I have a barcode here on my cell phone. So here it is. Once I put, okay, great. So we're seeing 2 messages show up every time it, I show the QR code. So again, if I just show it, there we go. We can see that the contents of the QR code are Google, and we're also showing the type of barcode that it is. If I toggle this on to open link, we'll see that once I scan it, boom, it goes and opens up the URL that we provided. So just to show you what this looks like, I have, it's a very simple step here in my app. And you can see the first thing I have is the barcode scanner widget. To get the barcode scanner widget, you can simply navigate to the camera button over here. And then the second one is the barcode scanner. So you drop that in, and I'll remove the old one that I had. I'll just start from scratch, drop it in, and you can see in the app, it just kind of gets dropped around, and you can move it as you like. And then you can toggle the type of barcodes that you have. So there's no problem leaving them all on, but the less you have, the faster it is at recognizing them. So I would recommend only leaving the ones that you actually need on your barcode scanner. And then in the step over here, you can see that under the machine and devices triggers, I added a simple scan optical barcode trigger. So if I go ahead and open this up, we'll see that it's quite simple. It says, okay, when the device optical barcode scanner outputs at the station with barcode appeared, then we'll, there's two things that will happen. If that toggle that I was toggling earlier is true, then we'll open the link that is stored in the QR code. Else we'll just show the message of the text that's contained in the barcode and the format. So if I just remove this, for example, just to show you, and click save, now navigate back to the app, I show the QR code, boom, because that was, the toggle was to on, it opens up Google. If I turn it off, scan the barcode, it just shows Google down there without showing the type of code of barcode that it is. Yeah. Okay, great. Does anybody have any questions about that? Are folks already using this in your apps?
We are, yes.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, it's a useful feature, so yeah, I recommend making the most of it. It's really good. Okay, great. The next thing that I wanted to cover, again, it came from a community post. So somebody here was asking, okay, dear community, are there any ways to convert a text from a table to a barcode without using online generator or anything else? Just so you know, Hien was referring to the online generator. There's like, if you Google QR code generator, there's like 1 million links that show up that generate QR codes for a given text. So fortunately, in release 198 that went out a couple of, at the end of December, we released a barcode widget that actually allows you to embed an actual barcode in your app. So I'll just show you what this looks like from the app here. So if I go to the barcode generated from table, right now I have this in here. If I load up table record 2, you can see that it very slightly changed, but it's generating new barcodes every time I load a table record. I'll just show you what the table looks like here. It's pretty simple. What I have here is a text input widget called barcode ID that I'm loading up the record from the table. So table record load record into the current record placeholder by the barcode ID. Just so you see here, this is the table that it's pulling from. It only has one column with the ID, and then that's what's being displayed in the barcode. The barcode here, if I go to embed, and then the very last item on the list here is just barcode. I can drop this off up here. I can say, okay, I want to load it to, I mean, I can also do it to a static value. Now, if you just want to display hello world, you can see that the barcode is now displaying that text. So if you were to get a barcode scanner and scan this, you would see hello world. But this person, Hien, was asking about loading it from a Tulip table record. So I just select that as the data source. And then I select the current record placeholder, and the only column that's available is ID. So I load that up. And again, I can just, go through all the records that I have, and you can see that the barcode updates accordingly. Okay, great. Any questions on this feature? Okay, I will point out that this is currently only working. It only works with regular barcodes, like the regular 1D type. But yeah, we may be expanding functionality to also include data matrices and QR codes and other types of barcodes in there as well. Okay, perfect. Now the last thing here is saving analyses access labels. So there was a post, when was it? I guess a couple of days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, Miguel had asked, okay, he built this analysis with some data that was being collected in Tulip, and he wanted to change the label variables, like the actual labels for the columns there to something else. So we can do that. We can customize that. I'll show you how to do it in just a second here. I will point out that it can't be done for every type of analysis, but it can be done for whenever you can customize the column. So here we can see we have two variables that are called number var2 and var number 1. And then in here, I have an analysis that I built. So if I click the pen here to modify the analysis, you can see that you can customize a whole bunch of things. One of them here is the actual labels. So if I were to come in here and say, okay, my new label, I click save, you'll see that this column here will update to the correct column. So my other new label, click save, and there we have it. We have the two new column labels that have been updated. So then once I click save and close, boom, there we have it. Now everywhere that this analysis is used, whether it's within an app or in a dashboard, the column labels have been updated. Furthermore, you can also, if you come in here, you can change the title for the analysis. So you can say, okay, comparing my two variables, boom, click the check mark, save and close, and now you can see that the title of the analysis has been updated to that. Yeah, and then I guess the last thing I'll show here is if we were to add this analysis to a dashboard, it's also updated there. So everywhere the analysis is used, the updates that you make kind of propagate throughout all of them, wherever it's used. So I can just select the analysis here, and you can see that the title has been updated, comparing my two variables. And there we have it. We have the analysis with the new labels in there that are updated. And again, if I were to go and change it, it would update automatically. Okay, perfect. Are folks using a lot of analyses in the apps that you've built already, or is it something that people still have to build out?
Could you repeat the question?
No, if you guys are already using kind of customizing analysis, like are you using analyses in general? And if so, are you customizing them to the labels and title on them?
I am, yes, for one of our more basic apps, but our more complicated app that we run upstairs for our makers, there's just so many variables within it and triggers and everything. It's almost impossible to like find and pull relevant data from it because there's just so many things within the one app.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've seen apps that get, kind of a little bit overwhelming with the number of variables that are in them. But I mean, the good thing about analyses is that once you create it once, that's it. It's like just stays up to date automatically whenever the app is run again. You don't have to change anything. It just kind of creates new reports. So like at the start, it can be somewhat like of a pain to find variables and understand what you want to display, but then once you do it once it's set up, that's it. So yeah, I guess it is worth the effort of building them out. Okay, awesome. Do folks have any questions on apps that they've been building? Either if it's something interesting that you've built that you want to share, or a specific question that you have that we can help out with?
I've got a question relating to the barcode scanner.
Yeah.
So we're using it in the big complicated app I was talking about.
Okay.
And running 3 connectors on it. So it is incredibly slow when you're trying to scan the actual barcode. I'm just wondering if there's any way to actually like try and help that read better, just run a little faster.
Huh. Yeah, that's and the 3 connectors, what are they connecting to?
Give me 1 second. I'll see if I can pull this up and just show it.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
They're connected to MySQL databases.
Okay. And are those pretty fast when you just test them out from the connectors page?
They are fast. And so Ryan's raising a new potential reason why the scanning is so slow. So our initial thoughts were the trigger logic, that there's a lot of trigger logic that happens when you scan the QR code, and maybe that's what's causing the delay. But I hadn't considered that it could be connector related.
Sure. Yeah. I would try to separate the 2 and see if it's you know, where in there the maybe. Sorry, Ryan, are you trying to share your screen? Are you just getting everything?
I'm getting it pulled up right now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah.
I don't actually have a tablet with me to like actually scan anything, but I can show you within Tulip. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I guess like we can try to separate it out whether it's just the barcode or if it's the connector. If it's just the barcode that's being slow, there's there's 2 things that we can do. One is like I was showing you, you know, like you can toggle on and off all the different ones.
I know and we've tried that.
You've tried
everything except QR cutoff.
Okay, so that's already done. So the other thing is that it's really pretty hardware dependent. So like have you noticed different speeds on different devices?
I think all of our devices are the same. Is that right, Ryan? They're all tablets.
We have some newer. We're using Galaxy Tab A's, the 2019 version, but we also just got some newer A7s in, which is just slightly better hardware, and they seem to be all working about the same, I'd say.
Okay. Okay. And so I guess yeah, I would like to see, and like, is the lighting condition pretty good when it's being scanned? Like, is it, you know, is there like enough light? Is it like, is everything in focus and everything? Because like the quality of the camera and like of the light on the barcode itself can have actually a pretty big impact on how fast it can read.
It's well lit, and it doesn't seem like it should be causing any issues, but I guess we can try and bring it in some better light and see if it scans better that way.
Yeah, because actually, like for example, for mine, like I see that whenever I have it on my cell phone that has like, you know, like a backlight on it, it works really well. Sometimes when I just use like a regular barcode that's on paper, it also works, but it really needs to be lit up pretty well for it to scan quickly.
I got this pulled up now if I'm good to share.
Yep, yeah, go for it.
All right, so here is everything that barcode trigger is running right now.
Okay.
Actually, I think I might have an old version of this pulled up. Give me a second. It should be about the same.
Okay. So can we try running these connectors just from the connectors page? Or do they manipulate data like in an actual production database?
Jen, that's more your forte. Do you know?
I think we can. Yeah. Do you know how to find it, Ryan? If you go to apps and connectors,
Yep.
and then go to MySQL, Cloud MySQL, and click on the word Cloud MySQL.
Gotcha.
And then the print's kind of small. You want, I think he's using pull Kanban log for Kanban IDs.
I guess we'll need a
Here.
yeah.
Did that not work when you press pull Kanban?
Pull Kanban log for Kanban IDs.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so if we test this, is that, Gio, is that what you're asking for?
Yeah.
That we just do a test run?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in order to do that, Ryan, in that little box that says test value, you need to copy paste a Kanban ID.
Let me see if I can pull one up.
Do you know where to find that?
I think I have a random one sitting around here somewhere.
I'm trying to grab one too really quickly here.
No, I don't have any down here, Jen, if you could pull one up.
If I put it in the chat.
Yeah, I think you can do a chat only to, oh, there it is.
Oh, sorry, I did it to everyone.
Yeah,
But...
no, that's no problem.
All right. All right, just test over here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is taking, yeah, so my intuition is, it's like, I mean, it didn't take that long, but it took, I think I would guess more than a second. So if it's 3 of them, that's where you can kind of see some of the delay. Yeah.
And that delay, that's about what we're seeing with the scan.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so that's interesting. What can I do? This database is pretty small. So
is there any way, could you put it, is there a reason why it needs to be in a database and it can't be in a Tulip table?
yes, because it's coming from a different tool that we use in production. So this was the recommended approach.
Okay.
To use a connector because the source of truth lives elsewhere.
Okay, yeah.
So keeping a table up to date would be a nightmare.
Okay, but you can keep tables up to date with the API as well. Are you familiar with the API?
So the source of truth lives in Sheets.
In
We
Google.
went, so I have some help with getting these connectors created, set up. So you're going to get in over my head pretty quickly, but we definitely worked with folks at Tulip to explore our options. And what they determined was MySQL was the best option for us.
Okay.
So that's why we went that route.
Okay.
Instead of using API.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess the other thing that we could check, Ryan, you mind opening up that link that I just sent? Because I think it's also useful for everybody else to know about this, because oftentimes if you're seeing lags, it could be with the internet connection. Okay, so that was very fast. So you see there, if you experience slowdowns in your apps, you can always run this from anywhere and basically just make sure that everything on the network is okay to access everything that you need within Tulip. So everything looks good here. You know if the tablets that are running on the shop floor are on the same network?
They are.
They are, okay. Yeah, and you mind just going back to the app real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh God, got too much pulled up here. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, cool. Good God. Pull up again. Lost it. Okay. We're back.
Okay.
Do you need this trigger back up? Okay, this is actually the most recent version of it.
Yeah, sorry, do you mind sharing your screen again?
Oh. Is it back up?
Yep, yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think this will not make a huge impact, but we could. Is there a reason why you need to save all of these variables in the first place? Because you could. So you see here where you're saying Kanban ID, instead of variable, you can change this this drop down.
Mm-hmm.
You can change it to device output. Because, you know, essentially, and then you skip this step here, this action here, sorry.
So you would do that if you didn't need to save the Kanban ID in your completions.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Correct.
So we do need it in completions. So I think that's why Peter built it this way.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think it like judging by how long the connector took, if it's 3 of them, it kind of makes sense that it takes a little while. Has the feedback from the people who are using this app been that like they don't know whether it's scanned already, or like it's just like, yeah, they're not sure? Because
well, you can tell, I mean, because it doesn't move to the next step until they get a good scan, and it takes 1 to 3 seconds.
Yeah. So
which in test, we're still in test phase, so it's not a huge deal to the maker, but once we're calculating their bonuses off of the completions,
yeah,
they're not going to be happy.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So maybe one thing that we could do, so if you click here on machines and devices, we can add an additional trigger. So like, I mean, it won't make the whole thing faster, but if you just come in here and add a new action, and you can say data manipulation, and I'll explain what we're doing in just a second. Store. Yep, and then static value. Yep, color.
What is it?
Color, sorry. The last color.
Sorry, God, Zoom's covering it.
Oh yeah. Okay, and then yeah, in here you can just select the green. Yep, and then in here you can create a new variable. You can say barcode scanned status or something like that. Yep, perfect. Save it and save it. Oh, I'm sorry, we forgot to do something. Here we just, yeah, when the device, exactly. Yeah, no, I think optical barcode scanner. Yeah, this, well, I think it's further up. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, exactly. With events, barcode appeared. Yeah, perfect. Now we can save this and then just drag this and move it up to the top. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And now if the last thing that we need to do is if you select text up here, yeah, exactly. And then variable. and then pick the variable that was just created. So it was, I think it was like barcode scan status or something like that. Yeah, there it is. It's a color. So now essentially, and you can make this, you know, kind of cover, you can make it pretty big and send it to the back. And essentially at that point, like,
Oh God. Oh no. I'm breaking.
yeah. So bring it back to the forward. So select it here. Yeah, bring it
You're
forward.
doing better than I would do.
Yeah. And now select this one and bring this one forward. Yeah, exactly. So now you should be good. If you want to move it this way. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, don't cover up the whole thing, but yeah, now make it like exactly. So at this point, essentially what this will do, as soon as the barcode scans, even before we have to wait for all the connectors to come back, we'll know that positive barcode has been received. And, you know, it's kind of like Tulip, it's doing its thing, or I guess the SQL database, it's doing its thing and providing the information. But at least I've seen that it's really useful if you give some like good feedback like that when the barcode scans, or when like when there's something that takes a while, that the user knows that it's, you know, it's not just like nothing's happening, and at least the user knows like the barcode has been scanned and then it's just processing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't have any other solutions. I would recommend, sorry, Jennifer, who was it that you mentioned that built this? Was it Peter?
It's Peter, and Peter and I are texting right now. He said he's also learned that the scanner is very sensitive. The Kanban card needs to be closer than you would think. The QR code needs to be closer than you would think. So he's having better results if he's a little more careful with how he places the card in front of the camera.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think, yeah, he's right. Like placement and also lighting is huge. So I would recommend, like, the next thing that you test, if you can, is to make sure there's good lighting.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome. Well, how does this app work, by the way? What is it? Make a production tracker.
It's a bit in depth.
Yeah.
Basically, it's tracking the overall time spent to make a product, but it's also tracking the time they spend on each machine. And it's keeping track of which maker is performing the work on each machine. So it is pretty complicated.
Nice. Yeah, it looks. Looks useful. And you said it's still in testing, or is this one being used?
It's being used in one cell at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
And it's going pretty well.
Nice.
I have another question. It's pretty low tech, but I don't want to dominate. I don't want Kitspo to dominate the room. So if you'll come back to me after others have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. Yeah. Thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you for the help.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any other questions for folks that people are building, or anything that you want to share? Any cool things that you've built in the past week?
This is a hardware question. You might know that I have building on a shipping app that we use to scan items and put on a pallet. But I have not been able to find a wireless scanner that can be connected to Tulip player. I tried with a Bluetooth scanner and connected directly to the player or the Windows machine by Bluetooth, but then I could not connect it or use it in the app as a device. So I know there is some kind of scanners that use some sort of Wi-Fi signal between the unit, the scanning unit, and a dongle. so we can put into a USB slot.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is a solution.
Yeah. So I remember there was a question actually just this week on community. Kristen was asking, it's this barcode, and I guess it was later confirmed that it was Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then to be honest, I don't know, because all the ones that I've tested with are wired, but I'm trying to think if I've seen users, and it sounds like from what Chris F is saying here, you can do it, but it just does seem that the PID can change when you're connecting USB versus Bluetooth versus BCOM. So
okay.
you get the PID and the VID when it was connected via USB or Bluetooth?
But is, I was not able to connect it by Bluetooth and add. Are there any vendor and product ID then?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, my mic was wrong position. I was not able to connect by Bluetooth. I could connect and use it as a keyboard input, but not as a device. So the vendor ID and the product ID was not available, or it was in some other format. So when I connected with the base station, I could use it as a wireless, but then I had to have the base station along with the tablet. It's not ideal.
Yeah, and so does the tablet have a camera, by the way?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be on a stand on a trolley or yeah.
Oh, okay. So the person who's doing the shipping can't pick it up and move it around?
No, we have thought about using a phone and the camera, but not at this point. So that is an option, to use the camera on the device.
Yeah, I think that's a good option. I'm just trying to think. Let me see here. Yeah. So, are you familiar with this this page here on our website?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think actually some of these are wireless.
Okay, maybe there's some new then.
Yeah, I think this one here is wireless. This one I think it's not showing the wire, but it does have a wire.
Yeah, but we don't want a base that it's supposed to communicate through.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, but they always have, like, these kind of little dongle. What I'm. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A small dongle that can just be put into the USB is okay, but not a charging station or something.
Yes, okay, we'll get a full.
Yeah. Okay. And
Okay, cool. And the FedEx,
I would recommend, if you don't mind posting, you have the make and model of it available?
No, I'm searching for a scanner that I can use.
Okay, you're still searching for it.
Yeah, I had tried a Zebra scanner, but that had this. It was a very great scanner, but it has this huge base station.
Was it this one here?
No.
No,
it was Rudged. It is, I don't know, remember. It's a green one. That's what I remember now. But it was one of the top.
Green, is it a socket mobile scanner?
Socket? Zebra.
Yeah,
something with 7.
I know Zebra also makes a cell phone. Is that, Ryan, what you were referring to, Ryan?
I've heard him say it's like a green Bluetooth scanner. We have some socket mobile ones that are. I thought that might be what he's talking about.
Yeah, the one on the
This one
Yeah.
here.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would recommend, I think it should work, but maybe if you just post to community, say, hey, has anyone used this one? You know, there's hundreds of people using Barcode, so maybe someone will get back to you
Mhm.
if they've used it. And then also if you post it in there, I'll circulate it internally at Tulip, and then we can get someone from applications or somewhere to confirm that it will work.
Yeah, I put Brian on the case for some while ago, and I think he came up with some models, but I've not been able to get hold of them. So I think, yeah, I can try that and put it on the community.
Yeah, I think
because that was a really good scanner.
Yeah, it's yeah, like you know, we have lots of scanners that we test with internally, but nowhere near the number of scanners that people test with out in the field. So that's where you'll get the most. Yeah.
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 Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ovi. Great. Does anybody else have any other questions? If not, Jennifer, we can go back to you. The folks at Delta Faucet, do you have any questions that we can help with?
I think we're good for now.
You're good. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, but by the way, if there's something that would be useful for me to cover in the next session, feel free to let me know. Like if you guys are building something and you need kind of help building it out, let me know, and I'm happy to put together a little demo or something. Yeah, so Jennifer, if we go back to your question you had.
Yeah, this is super low tech.
Yeah, that's good.
So in our cells, we have X number of sewing machines. Let's say we have 12 machines, and inside the cell, we'll have 2 or maybe 3 makers working. So they, instead of sitting at one machine all day and doing the same thing like a left sleeve all day, they take one shirt and they make, to keep things simple, they make the entire shirt.
Okay.
So they personally move from machine to machine as they're doing different things to the shirt. So they're moving around a lot, and they're carrying their little tablets on the tray that holds the parts for their shirt. And we're just wondering if anyone has come up with a more creative way. I mean, we're considering aprons, yet if you imagine your tablet in an apron bumping against the table that you're working at, that could be problematic. So like I said, it's low tech, but I'm just wondering if anyone else has come up with a good idea for making their device more mobile.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually curious if others on the call have, I mean, Ovi, it sounds like you guys build a device, something to put it into on the shipping cart.
Yeah, it's not built yet. Yeah, so but this is a Surface Pro, Surface tablet we have. Yeah, we just will make us. I just handed over to the mechanics, so I hope they will get up to something.
Yeah. Jennifer, have you seen the, I mean, resume and share, have you seen these kind of arms that they make for, I mean, how big is this cell? This might be a bit too small.
Yeah, it's too small.
It's too small, these, okay.
Yeah, because they need it to be with them. I guess
there-
if you had some kind of a mounting device beside of every machine, but even mounting and unmounting would be a little bit time consuming.
Yeah. So I think there's two solutions, but like one, is there any reason could they use a smaller tablet, one that can fit in their pocket or in their apron, as you were mentioning?
Yeah, that's okay for some of the younger folks or people with stronger vision, I'll say.
Yeah.
But we have to work with a variety, of people and their needs. So the tablet's already kind of pushing the edge for some. So a phone might be a little bit harder.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So the other solution I was gonna I mean, it might require, I don't know how many devices you have on hand, but if you in a cell, if you put the two tablets in the two places where the sewing machines are,
Mhm.
and then you can kind of, you would have to modify your apps a little bit, basically have them have, some kind of handoff procedure, like you may have to restructure them a little bit, but that way they don't have to carry around all the parts with them and everything. They can just have the tablet and it follows them as they move around the cell.
Yeah, that's one idea.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw it out there and see if there's, if someone else has solved this.
Yeah.
issue.
I mean, if you had a fabricator on site, maybe you could do, I don't know if you have like in railing from the roof or something, or yeah, you could definitely do something creative. I think I'm trying to think of, sometimes in like auto body shops, you'll see like they have like the compressed air that, or or just electricity sockets that are hanging from the roof on these kind of big arms that, allow it to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's
Well, we'll keep brainstorming on that.
yeah.
If you, in your travels, if you come across anything, you can let us know.
Yeah, certainly. So I'm just looking. Yeah, have you browsed McMaster Car?
I have not.
Yeah, I think I'm looking. Can you see my screen?
I see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So maybe it seems like the ones that I showed earlier, small. These might also be. Oh, these might. These are like the ones that sometimes you see like lights on. Still might-
Yeah.
still might be a bit small, but this website has everything. So maybe if you spend some time in here and kind of. Yeah, these are still a bit small, I guess. Yeah, I would recommend this, and also same as with Ovi, if you want to post in community, because unfortunately, as if I haven't been going to that many facilities using Tulip recently. So if you post in community, I think you'd be surprised at what people have posted and creative solutions they've come up with, because it is pretty common. Like Tulip is often used in multiple, like you can't like similar problem to what you're describing. So I would recommend posting in there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, great. Are there any other questions? Anything that we can help with? Okay, awesome. So in that case, yeah, thank you everybody for joining. Again, I recommend, if you can, post your app to, or even, like I said, an idea to the competition for February. Those custom Tulip clocks are pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to go in there, you have still a couple of weeks to do it, but the earlier the better. That way you'll get more likes and higher likelihood of winning. But if not, we'll see everybody at office hours next week. There's going to be a release between now and next week, so there's going to be a lot of new features that we'll share. We'll share then.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good.
Great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Thanks.